So this video is about thrifting and how thrifting in Kenya or in Nairobi is one of the most sustainable ways to shop, but it's also one of the most wasteful ways to shop, because sometimes you get things for so cheap, so you buy a lot of stuff that you don't need. If you've been to Gikomba, you've seen that sometimes you can get things for even 50 bob, 30 shillings, 100 shillings. Like, the price does vary depending on what you're buying and which market you're buying from. To make thrifting a little bit easier, I've decided to do this video giving you a few tips to thrift sustainably and effectively. Number one, go with a list. It might sound crazy to go thrifting with a list because you don't know what you're going to get, but how I form my list is that normally at the beginning of the year, or when I start to feel like I'm running low on clothing or whatever it is that I want, I write a wish list. So I write the clothing item and the color, the specific color I want it in. Brown or black blazer, or brown or black loafers, or brown or black basic tee. And so when you go thrifting, you find that if you do find these items, then it becomes a little bit easier for you to make decisions and to sift out buying things that you wouldn't wear. So if I'm looking for a black or white basic t-shirt, then if I find something green or red, I know I'm not gonna buy it just because I'm looking for a basic t-shirt. I know I'm looking for t-shirts in particular colors. So that's one way to go. And one crazy thing that's happened to me before is that there was a time where when I had written a wish list, and then I was randomly shopping and I found all the things in my wish list for that time, and there were just like 3 or 4 items, and I got them in different places, but I did come across those things. Go as early as you can. If you're going to a market like Gikomba or Toy Market, you want to go when these people are opening the bill. You don't want to go in the evening or in the afternoon. You want to go early so that, one, you have the energy to deal with how hectic thrifting can be, and 2, you can get better deals on the things that are being sold. You want to wear comfortable clothing, and this is not the time to look your bougiest. Like, you want to look as basic as possible. I usually wear a cap. This is usually me when I'm going thrifting, because 1, I don't want to be burned by the sun. 2, I'm trying to look as basic as I can. I just wear a random t-shirt, jeans, rubbers, so that I can be able to walk as much as possible, or leggings. If you're trying to fit things and you don't really typically know your size, it's a good idea to go in leggings. If you can go without makeup on this day, even better, because people do sell stuff to you, or rather they do price things depending on how they perceive you to be. So if you look like you're on more of the bougie side, you're not gonna get a proper deal. That's just how it works here. Don't buy items to fix them. Hear me out. I know sometimes you might find a killer outfit, a killer dress, a killer trouser or pair of pants, and you think, okay, it's not perfect, it has this hole, but I can fix it. I believe that if you're buying something only to go and fix it, then you're spending more than you should be spending on that item. Not just money, but also time and energy, because you're gonna pay someone else to go and fix it unless you know how to fix it yourself. And even so, why are you going to spend 400, 500 shillings on something that you have to go back and spend another 100 or 200 shillings or even 20 shillings, let's say, to fix? And a lot of times, clothes that you have to fix or take in don't sit the way they're supposed to sit on your body. This happens a lot of times. There are exceptions where if you go, for example, and you fit a pair of pants, your waist to hip ratio is like small. Like, my waist is way smaller than my hips, so I might find a pair of pants that fit my hips but not my waist, and so I would get like an elastic put at the waist. Let me see if I can get you an example. I'll just insert a clip with an example here of what exactly I mean. And so that's a very minor adjustment, and that's because for the most part this fits, and it doesn't, and me adjusting it doesn't affect how this item sits on my body. So unless it's that type of situation where for the most part this thing is in great condition and it fits you, only that your body ratio is the problem, that's okay. But when it comes to holes, adding strings or straps or stuff like that, I don't think you should have to do. Another tip, and this one mostly applies to whatever kind of shopping you're doing, is that shop while having outfits in mind. So don't just shop an item, shop one outfit. So typically when I shop, when I buy a pair of trousers, I think to myself, do I have shoes and a top and possibly a jacket that can match with this particular item? How many outfits can I make out of one item? This is because, one, I don't like having too many clothes, and then I think that there's no point in buying clothes that don't help you build outfits that you love. Here you want to think about different cuts, different colors, and different fits as well. For the most part, I like loosely fitting tops but fitting trousers. So it's for you to figure out what you like and what you would never go for. Don't let people talk you into buying stuff that you're not so sure about, you know? Like, if it's not a hell yes, then it should be a hard no, you know? Don't even let yourself convince yourself that you need to buy something if you're not 100% wowed by it. So when it comes to thrifting, there are a lot of options. There are so many options. There's so many places to shop from. I have shopped in Gikomba, Toy. Nowadays we have places like Budget Wear and Think Twice that make it easier for you to shop thrifted items. And you can even do this like on the streets of Nairobi. It's very quick and easy, and that means you have so many options. So nowadays when I shop, like when I look at an item, when I touch it and feel the fabric and feel the texture and I'm like not wowed by it, I don't buy it, because I'm like, I want to feel 100% yes, and I feel good and I feel comfortable in this item. So sometimes even sellers will try to convince you, and you're there like, I'm not sure. And sometimes when they I've been convinced, and then I get home and this thing doesn't even fit, right? This especially happens with trousers. I've been convinced and then I end up purging the item. And so now when I'm shopping, I'm just like, if I need convincing, then this is probably not the right thing for me. And so I'm leaving it for the next person. Don't buy shoes in the night. Don't do it. Don't buy thrifted shoes at night. And if you can fit them, please fit them, because a lot of people in Nairobi, and this is a joke that's been made a lot, sometimes you buy a pair of shoes at night in Nairobi and you get home and it's not, like, that's not a complete pair. Those are two different shoes. So just to be safe, don't do it. Sometimes you buy shoes at night, you think they're intact, you get home and then you find like one thing is messed up and you can't return it. And of course, one of the major tips is always to bargain as much as you can. Thrifted items are often gotten for very ridiculously cheap prices, so you also want to bargain as much as you can and ensure that you're also getting the best deal, because these things are used, they're second hand. You want to check for those dents, holes, stains. There's some stains that are stronger than others, and there's some stains that are just dirt, and there are others that are dirt that doesn't come out. So you want to ensure that you don't buy clothing that you have to discard because it's like stains don't come out and stuff like that. So to be safe, for the most part, I try not to buy clothing that is stained because I don't want to do it. Yeah, those are my few tips for shopping for thrifting, and I will be doing another video highlighting my online thrifting experience here in Kenya. It's thoroughly wild, but I don't think we can do that in this video, so look out for the next video where I'll be talking about that. See you in the next video. Bye.